Welcome to the Spiritual Boss Babe podcast. If you're a woman who is ready to step into your power and manifest a life and business that sets your soul on fire, then you are in the right place. I'm your host, Stephanie Bellinger, and I'm a mindset and success coach for spiritual entrepreneurs. I am obsessed with helping my fellow soul sisters shine their light and live out their purpose so they can experience more magic in everyday life. We all have a special purpose here, and we're meant to share our message and gifts with the world. You deserve to be fully supported emotionally, spiritually, and financially from doing your soul's work. Together, we can make a massive impact in the world, and it's time. So let's do this. Hey sister, so I'm really pumped to share today's episode with you. I was inspired to record this episode to help you truly step in to your most abundant self, your most abundant year yet. And I'm really excited because I have a lot that I'm going to share with you in today's episode. I'm going to go through the 7 steps to activate your most abundant year yet. We are literally about to step into a new decade. The new year is right around the corner. 2020 is almost here, and this is a big deal. A new freaking decade. So why not finish the year off with a bang and step into the new year on freaking fire with a whole new mindset, with a whole new outlook, and with so much gratitude for everything that you have and everything that's on the way to you. You are a limitless being, and everything that you desire is in you for a reason, because you are meant to have it. You are meant to experience it. You are meant to live it. And before I jump into what I'm going to share with you in today's episode, I want to invite you to my Abundance Activation Academy. Abundance Activation is my 6-week deep dive group coaching program that is going to help you shift your subconscious paradigm and create lasting transformations, which equal epic manifestations. Abundance Activation Academy is a blend of pre-recorded trainings and live coaching calls, and there are tons of bonuses, my Abundance EFT course, my Abundance Hypnosis course, and so much more. So you'll have the support, you'll have the trainings, you'll have the powerful tools and proven processes to make lasting shifts and transformations, and you'll have support and accountability from all of the other amazing women who are joining me on this journey for this round of Abundance Activation Academy. This is a deep dive, and it is really expansive, and you will get amazing results. I teach you literally everything that has helped me finally stop staying in that cycle of fear and doubt and feeling stuck, and quantum leap my life, my business, my income. I teach you everything that has helped me really unleash my confidence, everything that's helped me grow a multiple 6-figure business, everything that's helped me truly step into the truth of who I am. And that's really the key to manifestation in general, is when you fully step into the truth of who you are, and you know, like a core soul knowing and believing that anything is possible, then you start to become magnetic to everything that you desire. And so we need to clear out those programs, those old programs that are not your truth, those old programs that are keeping you in that cycle of fear, of doubt, of not feeling good enough, or feeling like you don't have enough. And once we clear out those programs, we can start to upgrade the hard drive of your mind, and you will see things shift rapidly in your reality. So I would love for you to join me in Abundance Activation Academy. This is the last round of this year, and I want to set you up by making 2020 your most abundant, expansive, fulfilling, epic year yet, with lots and lots and lots of momentum beyond that. So go check out the show notes to see how you can get a special invite to Abundance Activation Academy now. And if you have any questions, you can email me at info@spiritualbossbabe.com. And as always, if you are loving the podcast, if you are listening to all these episodes and you're just getting so much value, I love seeing when you listen. It really just makes me so happy. And I love celebrating with you. So tag me when you listen. Tag me on Instagram in your story at The Spiritual Boss Babe. And you, if you are just like I'm getting so many aha moments and breakthroughs. You can give back by leaving a review on iTunes, because that helps me continue to give you the most value possible and continue to bring on epic guests who have so much to share with you, and it is so appreciated. So if you feel called to, leave me a review on iTunes and come say hi when you listen on Instagram. All right, let's dive into today's episode. The 7 steps to activate your most abundant life now. Listen, we all want abundance. We all want to, have that freedom to do what we want, when we want, how we want, as much as we want. I know I sure have craved that for so freaking long. And for a while I've been on this personal and spiritual growth journey for over 12 years now. I've been deeply immersed in learning how to heal old things that were in my, that were needed to be healed. I spent so much time learning how the mind works, how energy works, how manifestation truly works. I've studied NLP, hypnosis, EFT, and have gone to people in the past to help me with those techniques on my own, in my own mindset. And so I've learned a lot along the way. And for a while, despite learning a lot of things, I was still finding myself getting stuck and finding myself, making 5 steps forward and taking 10 steps back. I would manifest amazing things. I would have these extreme feelings of certainty and confidence. And then I would slip right back into doubting myself and into that lack and scarcity mode. And it was like this really strong feeling of that duality of knowing my truth and knowing what is possible for me. And then on the other hand, just really getting sucked into the doubt, into the fear, into the old paradigm. And it really frustrated me because I was doing all of this work on myself. I was, reading the books and saying the affirmations and just doing the actions, but I still felt like I was plagued. And so I just continued to go even deeper on my journey. I was led to, like I said, things like hypnosis, NLP, EFT. I was led to plant medicine work. And you may have heard me share a lot about this on the podcast, but it was a combination of all of these things that have helped me and have allowed me to acquire this knowledge, these tools, these skills, so that I'm able to help you as well. And I am by no means perfect, and I by no means have all of the answers or have everything figured out. I'm a human. I'm on this journey just like you. And I'm sharing just what I have learned that has helped me. And so about a year ago, I went through this really massive quantum leap phase when I really started delving deeper into NLP and hypnosis. And I learned some really powerful things, processes, but also powerful, just insights that allowed me to fully understand in an even deeper way how to master myself and how to activate more abundance in my life fast. Instead of having it take forever, things started to happen really fast for me. And at the same time, there was a backstory. There was things I was doing a lot before that. But the thing is this, it doesn't need to take you 12 plus years to create the abundance that you desire to create. It doesn't need to take you years and years and years and tens of thousands of dollars that it has taken me. It's just the things that I'm sharing with you are literally everything that I have learned throughout my journey and what has helped me. And so about a year ago, I reached this point where I started making these major quantum leaps because I learned and I realized that it's not just our beliefs that we need to shift. You hear people talking all the time and saying, oh, you need to shift your limiting beliefs. If you have limiting beliefs, da 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 da. And yes, it's important to understand where your limiting beliefs come from and what is actually going on. However, the most powerful thing we can do is shift at our identity level, shift our subconscious identity, shift who we are being. And what that means is, think about it. The millionaire you is probably a lot freaking different than the you now. And now I don't mean this, that the millionaire you is someone totally different, like as in you're gonna like forget the core of who you are. No, when I say that, I mean the millionaire you is being different. She has different beliefs. She has different thoughts. She has different habits. She presents herself differently. She shows up differently. But at the core of who she is, she's the same person. It's your soul. So it's more of remembering who you are. And the more we remember who we are as limitless creators, as limitless multi-dimensional beings, the more we begin to really step into our power as creators of our reality. The more we begin to shift out of that lack and scarcity and separation paradigm and into that oneness and knowing and trusting and abundance paradigm. Because at the end of the day, you are the one that is running this show, that is creating this beautiful masterpiece in your life. And it's so important for us to take charge and to take responsibility for the results that we get. And so once I really learned how to shift at the subconscious identity level and how to truly like embody my next level self, I began to see my reality change rapidly. I went from feeling really stuck and defeated in my business and being stuck at like $5,000 months and, just being on this roller coaster of inconsistent income. Like one month it would be high and then the next month it would be barely anything. And I just remember feeling so frustrated. And I went from that place and having breakdowns and all this stuff to filling out masterminds, to having my first $40,000 launch, to getting painful soulmate clients out of nowhere within 30 days of implementing a lot of these practices. And, I can only cover so much in this podcast. And today I'm going to go over 7 steps for you to activate your most abundant life. But if you really want to go deeper and master all of this, it is a practice. Just like working out at the gym. Like if you're trying to lose weight and get healthy and fit, or build muscle or whatever, you're not going to go to the gym once a week or once in a while. You're going to go consistently. You're going to make it a habit and a practice. You're going to learn how to eat better along the way as well. You're going to learn how to, push yourself at the gym or what muscle groups to work out. You're going to be consistent with it so that you get the result. And the same thing goes for this work. The same thing goes for manifestation and for truly shifting and making lasting shifts at the subconscious level. We must make it a practice. And so in Abundance Activation Academy, I teach you that practice, but I go way into it and teach you tools, techniques, and proven processes that you can use for yourself to empower yourself. Because I can be here to guide you and help you and support you and teach you. And at the same time, I want to give you things that you can then take for yourself to empower yourself and implement into your daily practice, into your life, so that you can really continue to see these major shifts. So I hope you join us in Abundance Activation Academy, just throwing it out there again of like how deep and expansive this work is. And I know that I felt really lost and like, what the hell is going on for a long time before I really got this stuff. And so I just want you to know that you're not alone in feeling that. If you feel like, I keep going back and forth, or, I know I'm meant for so much more, I'm ready. And then you find yourself still going into the old stories or still, not seeing the results show up in your reality. And what can happen when the results aren't showing up in your reality is what most people do, including myself. I've done this, is we say, it's not here yet. I want to manifest this, or I want to make this much money a month, but I still haven't made it yet, or it's still not here. I'm not seeing the clients come. I'm not seeing the money come. And we base our inner world on our current circumstance, when really, if that's the opposite way to look at it, because our inner world creates our outer reality. But if we allow our outer reality to affect our inner world in like a negative way, then we end up in that cycle again. And I'm not here saying that, you can't have a bad day, or you can't think either you can never have a negative thought. I'm not like one of those people. I truly believe that, we're all having a human experience. We're all going to experience that contrast. And from that contrast, we have a choice. We can either give our power away to the doubt and to the fear and like stay in that energy of complaining and that energy of feeling powerless, or we can choose to learn the lessons from our experiences, from all of our experiences. And when you learn those lessons of gold, you truly have so much to take with you going forward to create an amazing, magical, abundant life. All right. So let's get into these 7 steps of activating your most abundant life now. Some of them you may know, and some of them are very simple, but you know what? There's a quote out there, and I forget who it's from or how exactly it goes, but it says something like, the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is that successful people do the little things day in and day out that get them the big results. They do the little things that are easy to do, but also really easy not to do. Take that in for a moment, because it doesn't have to be hard. It's just a matter of consistency and commitment to yourself. And so I'll say that again. They do the things that are easy to do, but also easy not to do. And so that is where building new habits comes in. So step 1 to creating your most abundant life now is gratitude. And I'm not talking just about making a gratitude list for the sake of making a gratitude list. You hear that all the time. People are like, oh, write down the 10 things you're grateful for. But I want to take it a step further, because there's nothing wrong with writing your gratitude down, but I want you to actually feel into the gratitude, feel it in every cell of your being, what you are grateful for. Bring your conscious awareness to all that you are grateful for. I mean, like, go above and beyond so that you can really get into the energy of gratitude. The energy of gratitude is what creates miracles. It is what creates a shift in your perception, because you can go from, thinking through one lens, looking at everything that's wrong, to thinking through a different lens and focusing on everything that you're grateful for. This life in and of itself is a miracle. Living here and being in the physical and experiencing this amazing life and this amazing planet is a gift and is a miracle. And that alone is something to have so much gratitude for. Breathing in air and being able to, express yourself and connect with people and feel all of your emotions is something to be so grateful for. Having a bunch of inspired ideas come to you is something to be so grateful for. And the material things that you have right now even is something to be grateful for. The roof over your head, the car that you drive, whatever it is. But really start to feel into that gratitude and make this a daily practice. Even if you spend 10 minutes a day, like really soaking in that energy, it's going to shift everything for you. And I recommend starting your day with this. And so, yeah, you can make a gratitude list as well. And then after you make that list, really feel into it and close your eyes and really bring that feeling and that gratitude into your heart, just by focusing on your heart and how grateful you are. It's going to shift everything. The most abundant people in life, are grateful. That's one thing I've noticed from, multiple 7-figure earners that I've, had an opportunity to be friends with and hang out with and learn from. I realized that the main thing is that they are so fucking grateful and they are so appreciative. And it's like an overwhelming energy of gratitude and appreciation for all that is. The second thing the second step to activate your most abundant life now is presence. And you hear me talk about the present moment vortex very often. This is something that I teach more about in my courses and everything. But presence is truly our gift. And everything that we desire is created in the now moment. And so gratitude actually brings you to the present. Gratitude keeps you present. And presence allows you to really take in the beauty that is you. Presence allows you to ground into your body. It allows you to get out of those stories. Our minds can travel to the future with all these fears about the future, and they can travel to the past about all these doubts and insecurities because of whatever happened in the past. But when you are truly present and you recognize, wow, right now I'm good. Right now I'm safe. Right now I'm grateful. Right now everything is fine. Nothing is happening. Right now I'm okay. Like I'm okay. And I'm grateful. And I'm enjoying this life experience. And I'm present. When you are present, everything starts to flow. You start to become in sync with the universe. And that's when you begin to see more synchronicities in your life, when you are present. And so, these are some things that you can start to add to your practice, your morning practice. Presence and gratitude can kind of go hand in hand. And presence is also being still within yourself, being still with yourself, like just being. Instead of doing all the time, try being and giving yourself that time and space to go within. The third step to activate your most abundant life now, and this is really, really powerful, is to start seeing the abundance that is already around you. So many people are like, I want to make this much money. I want to do this and I want that and I want this and da da da. And they, by wanting and staying in that wanting energy, that needy energy, you almost ignore the abundance that is already around you. The abundance of ideas that you have, the abundance of air that you're breathing in, the abundance of opportunities that are before you, the abundance of love that you have in your life, the abundance of everything and that you have and everything that's on the way. Start to see it already. And even if it's not in your reality, start to see it. There is an abundance of money in this world. Money is never never going to stop being printed, or maybe it will, but it's going to be just numbers on a screen. Like, there's an abundance of money. There are people that are, billionaires. There are so many things out there in this world that are available to all of us. Just because one person has it doesn't mean that it's not available to you either. Let that be proof that it is available to you, that it is available to all of us to tap into the energy of abundance, that it is all around us. And the more we can start to recognize the abundance that is all around us in all ways, not just financial abundance, but all ways, the more we begin to actively focus on that and start seeing it, guess what? You're going to start seeing it flow into your reality more. I promise you that. And this stuff, again, it sounds simple, and it is simple. And it also, a lot of people get tripped up and get stuck into the, oh my gosh, like I got to worry about this, or I got to fix this problem, or I have to, I'm worried about paying my bills, or what if this doesn't work, or what if I fail? And that monkey mind goes and goes and goes, and it takes you out of presence. It takes you out of appreciation. It takes you out of seeing the abundance that is already around you, because you're focusing on all of these problems or all of these things that you quote unquote need to fix that probably aren't even really a problem right now. And if they are, whatever, focus on the solution, focus on making your inner world your number one priority, your vibration your number one priority. So the fourth thing I have here is to change our relationship to money. If you want to truly activate your most abundant life now, you've got to change your relationship with money, like now. And when I say that, I mean, I'll tell you a little story for me. Like, I have always had this inner knowing for a very long time that anything is possible. Anything I put my mind to, I can achieve or I can manifest. I've had that belief for a while, but at the same time, I had a lot of those old programs running, and I was scared about money. I would get into fear around running out of money. And I was one of those people who would I would manifest a lot of money, and then I would not want to get rid of it, or I would not want to spend it, I should say. And I would hoard it. And because I was scared of running out, and because I was scared of quote unquote running out, I experienced this, what I share often was when I first had my first self-employed, when I first went self-employed with my personal training business, like maybe 5 years ago, I was making six figures and I was doing really amazing, and I wasn't used to that. It was exciting, it was amazing, but I wasn't fully used to that. I wasn't fully grounded in the identity of the version of myself who was able to keep that up for whatever reason. And I had a lot of fear around money, and I was scared of it, running out. Like I said, I was scared of starting back at square one. And because I gave so much energy and so much power to that paradigm, I literally did basically end up back at square one. And that's a whole nother story, but I ended up just like clients moved. I ended up, just spending a lot more than I was making and getting into the doubt. And I ended up getting a side job again, and it really felt like a failure. And I knew even then that it was my own mindset. It was my own beliefs. And I knew that I had to shift my paradigm and shift my relationship with money if I wanted to truly create abundance that lasts forever and continues to grow. And so I had to learn how to change my relationship with money. And, one thing that I started doing that really shifted things for me quickly was I started changing how I spoke to money and started paying attention to my language around money. I started thanking money every time I spent it and every time I received it. I started like having that gratitude towards money and really speaking to it as if it was a lover or just an energy, because it is an energy. And so think about it, if you are scared of money, or if you are scared of running out, or if you are annoyed with it because you don't have as much as you want of it, or if you are being clingy and needy of it, it's not going to want to be around you. Just like a partner would be kind of like annoyed if you were a needy person, or if you were constantly like complaining about it, then why would it want to be around you? And so just by bringing your awareness to that, you can begin to change your relationship with money, to consciously change your relationship with money, because you may say that you want to make this much money a month or whatever it is for you. But if there's those inner dialogue going on, like, oh, I have to pay this bill, or, oh, I just can never get ahead, or, oh, why are other people making all this money and I'm not, or whatever, then you clearly have something to heal within there. And so this is a really powerful and pivotal step to activating your most abundant life, is changing your relationship with money. And, I think that we all are like, this is like a constant thing, and like a practice to consciously be aware of, because I believe that, our beliefs and our subconscious paradigm, it's not just something within ourselves. Some of it is collective, and we have this collective. There's like a collective belief, I should say, that that money is limited, and there's this collective paradigm of lack, when really it's like we are abundance. Like we ourselves, we are abundance, period. Like we are the energy of money is within us, you can say. The energy of abundance is us. And so that's why I said in the beginning of this podcast that if you, like, the key to manifestation is really stepping into the truth of who you are, as in knowing that you are limitless, that you literally are the things that you desire. They're just, the things that you desire, the experience or the money or the material things or the freedom or whatever, it shows up in your reality as a reflection of you, but you are that. And if you're not seeing whatever you want right now, it's only a matter of clearing the path. And these 7 steps to activate your most abundant life are going to help you clear that path, or at least bring a lot of awareness to things that you might want to look at and pay attention to, so that you can shift in your daily life. So change your relationship to money by speaking to it differently, by having a conversation with it, and by thanking it every time you spend it. Yes, even for bills, and every time you receive it. And, I'm going to even go ahead and say, like, there have been times for me where I would receive money and, I would still not sit with that and be grateful for it or say thank you for it because I wasn't making as much as I really wanted to. And so it was like, ew, what is that? So be grateful for every time you receive it, even if you find a freaking penny on the ground, even if someone buys you a coffee, whatever, like just start to say thank you every time you receive anything, especially money, and every time you spend it, especially when you spend it. Because when you spend it, you're really just circulating it. It's going to come back to you. One of my favorite money mantras that I love saying is the money I spend will always be replaced with more and more and more. Because again, you're really just circulating that energy. So start to change your relationship with money by changing the way that you speak to it, the way that you see it, and thanking it every time you receive it, every time you spend and receive it. And this is like one thing that I teach in one of my money master classes, my Aligned AF master classes. That was a game changer. So you're getting a little mini lesson. So number 5 for the 7 steps to activate your most abundant life now is surrounding yourself with others who lift you up and surrounding yourself with others who are where you want to be. And so if you're not able to surround yourself with people who are where you want to be in your normal life, or if you don't see that in your real life right now, surround yourself with people who are where you want to be in the online space, or, by listening to podcasts or watching videos or whatever. And in general, just surrounding yourself with people who lift you up is everything, because having that support, having those high vibe friendships and connections are truly everything. I believe that people's energy rub off on us. And, that saying, that quote of we are the average of the 5 people we hang out with the most. So where are you spending your time? Where are you spending your energy? Who are you spending your energy and time with? This is pivotal. And, once I started really stepping into more abundance and really stepping into the truth of who I am, I began attracting more amazing, epic souls in my life and people who are where I want to be for my next level, and, people who are doing amazing things. And it's like their energy rubs off, is contagious. And even when I invest in people, when I invest in coaches or mentors or masterminds, yes, I invest in them because I know that they have knowledge that I would like to learn, and I know that I would get a certain result from working with them. But you want to know the main reason why? Like, I invest in people because I want to be in their fucking energy field, because I can understand what their beliefs are, how they think, how they act, what are their habits. And by modeling that, I can start to embody that for myself in my own way. So surrounding yourself with people who lift you up and people who are where you want to be and people who are living their best fucking life is everything. And so make that your goal and intention, whether it's in real life, in the online space, both, however you got to do it. It is vital to truly activating your most abundant life. Energy is contagious. Energy is powerful. And so, and like, just as your thoughts are energy, where are you focusing your energy? Are you being grateful and appreciative? Are you spending time with people who are also grateful and appreciative? Or are you spending time with people who are negative and complaining all the time and, just are putting you down? We don't need to give our energy to that. And if you have people like that in your life, honestly, what I've experienced in my own experience is that the more I grew and stepped into the truth of who I am and stepped into my most abundant self and continue to do so, the more that those old relationships or those old friendships kind of just fizzled out or just became more distant. And then the more I called in people who were more aligned with where I'm headed. And I know that might sound like, I don't know, maybe that stings a little and you're like, oh, well, I really care about these people. I'm not saying like just ditch the people who, you care about, but I think that there's nothing wrong with energetically distancing yourself, or at least protecting your own energy around those people, and setting the intention to be around people who truly do lift you up even more, who have the mindset that you want to continue to adapt and step into, because it really is everything. And so like I said, in my experience, I noticed that I started attracting people who were in a different wavelength. I started attracting people into my life who were a different vibration. And it felt kind of like a natural progression, so to speak. But in the very beginning, when I very first started getting into personal growth, it did seem a little bit weird because I wasn't fully resonating with people that I was friends with, and it was bothering me a little bit. And that's actually one of the reasons why I created my Spiritual Boss Babes community, because there was a time when I felt really alone, and I felt really just kind of like on the journey myself, like no one gets it, like no one else that I was around was doing this personal growth work. And so I had to put that intention out myself during that time. And eventually I started meeting people in real life, and I created my community and started bringing people together that were on a similar path and a similar mission. So if that's you, if you feel like you're alone, or if you feel like, oh man, like I don't feel like I'm around as many amazing, supportive people as I would like to be, just simply put out that intention and know that there are thousands and thousands and millions of people out there who are just like you, who are on this path to ascension or to abundance and to living their best lives. They're all out there. And if you're not in my community, jump into Spiritual Boss Babes on Facebook or my Mystical Beings on the Rise group. Either one of those, there's a ton of people just like you. And continue to immerse yourself in content that really speaks to your soul and that really gives value to you, that really like lights you up and inspires you, because it is going to move you forward. It's something that I've always done. And I remember the days when I was like, man, I can't wait to be that person for someone else. I would listen to podcasts and watch videos and all this stuff. And I just was like so inspired, and it helped me so much. And it's kind of interesting and cool now being that person for other people. And I know that you likely are doing something similar or would like to do something similar. And so start to surround yourself with people who lift you up, because I promise you it's going to help you in a massive way to activate your most abundant life now. All right. So number 6, be mindful of your language. And I already talked about this a little bit when I talked about changing your relationship to money, but be mindful of your language in general. Like, this is so powerful, especially because language is like when your language creates your reality as well. Like the things that you say, you literally speak things into existence. And when I started delving deeper into neuro-linguistic programming and understanding the language of the subconscious mind and how powerful our language is and the words that we say when it comes to how we feel, what we think, who we're being, it's like really profound. And so make a commitment to yourself to be very mindful of your language and to really like catch yourself when you're going into saying things like I can't, or I don't have, or I'm not, or whatever. Be mindful of those things so that you can start to shift it. And when I say shift it, I don't mean ignore it. I mean, look at it and kind of ask yourself better questions like, is that really true? Or who told me that? And what is that doing for me by believing that or by saying that? Because your language, your beliefs, the things that you say, it really has a lot of power. Like if you're constantly saying, oh, I never attract clients, or, oh, it's so hard to, get ahead in my business. Like I'm just not lucky or whatever. If you say things like that, first off, those are beliefs, and those are limiting beliefs that you can shift. Second off, you're literally speaking that into existence. You're creating that vibration. And so we want to be mindful of our language inside our head and outside. And we do that not by ignoring it, but by looking at, facing it head on and dissecting it by asking questions. And also, I want to just, make this side note. Sometimes the things that go on in our head or the things that we say are kind of like habitual patterns. And they're habitual things that we need to break the habit of. So if you have a habit of saying certain things, then start to make a habit of the opposite or saying something opposite. So an example would be, just like affirmations would be an example of saying the opposite, or saying an empowering statement to yourself out loud or in the mirror, saying something that makes you feel better. Start making a habit of shifting your language. Instead of saying, I don't have the money or I don't have enough, you can say something like, right now I'm calling in the abundance that will support me in this. Instead of saying I don't have it or it's done or I can't, instead of saying I can't do this because blah, 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 you can say something like, okay, I'm nervous to do this, but if so-and-so can do it, I know that I can too. And you start to shift your perspective, shift your language, and shift your thoughts about the things that you're able to do. I've had many thoughts in my life and many things that I used to say that I would just go into these loops of, oh, I'll never be able to do this because I'm just not that kind of person. Or, oh, I always run out of money, or I never have enough. And once I stopped saying that and realized that my language and the things that I was saying was creating the reality, I started to take more responsibility for my inner world, because ultimately your inner world creates your outer reality. And it's important for us to each be at cause and take the responsibility to make these shifts, to get the support that we need to truly make these lasting transformations, to step into your most abundant life now. So be mindful of your language, be mindful of how you speak to money, start shifting that today, start shifting new stories, start stepping into new stories. What would the you who already has what you desire be thinking? What would she be saying? What would the millionaire you be saying? What are her beliefs? This is everything, again, that I teach you how to fully integrate in Abundance Activation Academy. But you can start today by being aware of the things that I'm sharing in this episode, and even maybe journaling on some of these things. So the last thing I have here, the 7th step to activating your most abundant life now, is to do things that make you feel supported. I cannot emphasize this enough. Now, when I say this, I'm not talking about doing all the things, because a lot of us can get into this mode of feeling like we need to do more in order to have what we desire. But really, it's all about being. We want to be the version of us who has it. And from that place, we do things that are more aligned. We show up in a way that is more certain and confident. But for this step, for step 7, when I say do things that make you feel supported, I'm talking about your practice, your ritual. I'm talking about things that make you feel abundant. Maybe, having a self-care day. I'm talking about doing things that make you feel supported, as in investing in yourself. Investing in a mentor, a program, support for yourself. I'm talking about just working out, taking care of your body. I'm talking about being freaking resourceful and knowing that you're resourceful and doing the things that make you feel supported within yourself. Because when you do these things that make you feel supported within yourself, whether it's, having a spa day or taking that amazing solo trip you've been planning, or, going to that event, or, just having that Zen bath that you've been just wanting to do for a while, but just haven't had the time, or you haven't made the time, I should say. When you do things for yourself, it gets you in this vibration of receiving. It gets you in this vibration of feeling supported. And when you support yourself and you allow yourself to receive from you, then you allow yourself to receive all the abundance that is available to you, that the universe wants to support you with, that your soulmate clients want to support you with, because your energy exchange back to them. You start opening the channels to receiving that are already within you, that are already open. It's a matter of clearing the path, of creating this practice of changing your language, of shifting your subconscious, and doing the things that make you feel supported. I can go on and on and on about this topic and about really activating your most abundant life now. These 7 steps, these are like the core foundation things that will help you make these shifts and help you really start to consciously decide to step into your most abundant life now, because it really is a decision. Life is now. Life is happening right now. It's not happening in the future. It doesn't exist yet. The past is gone. Like, everything is happening right now. And while you can connect to that future vision, that future timeline, and bring it into this now moment, it's all still happening now. So don't wait until you have what you desire. Don't wait until you whatever before you can feel it within you. Don't wait to live your best, most abundant life. Live it now. Decide that you are that woman or that man. If you're a guy listening to this, decide that you are that person who's living your best fucking life right now. And I guarantee you, from that vantage point, you will quite literally see things shift in your reality so fast. The thing that happens for a lot of people is they'll be on this wavelength of, yes, I am that person. And they'll take a look at their current reality again and get sucked into, oh wait, but I still need the money in my bank account. I still need and they don't hold that vibration long enough. They get into that vibration and then they slip back into basing their inner world on their current circumstances. And you are not your circumstances. You're not your beliefs. You're literally this consciousness streaming through this physical body, experiencing this reality that you are a co-creator of, like, that you are creating. And so that is all I have for you today in this episode. I truly hope this was extremely valuable to you. And I would love to hear from you if this really spoke to you. What was the number one thing that you got out of this? What was your biggest takeaway? Come let me know. Come tag me on Instagram in your Insta story at The Spiritual Boss Babe, so I can continue to support you and cheer you on. And I would love to have you join me in Abundance Activation Academy. We're starting in December, and I'm really, really, really excited for this round because we're taking things to a whole nother level. I just stepped up into my next level and revamped a lot of things in the program. And I'm really, really excited to just welcome in all of the amazing women who are joining me. So if you are one of them, if you are ready to make 2020 your most abundant year yet and step into the new decade as a whole new you, your next level you, the you who is so fucking certain and confident and abundant that you just are unstoppable, then I would love to have you in there and support you, because I know that this is going to be a massive game changer for you. So again, check the show notes so that you can see the link for your invitation, to get your invitation to Abundance Activation Academy. Or you can email me at info@spiritualbossbabe.com. If you email me, just put the subject AAA or Abundance Activation Academy in the subject line. I am so excited for you. I love you so much. I hope this was extremely valuable to you, and I hope you have a magical day. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you loved what you heard, please be sure to leave a review on iTunes and hit the subscribe button. If you want extra motivation to manifest a life and business that you're obsessed with, then find me on Instagram at The Spiritual Boss Babe or visit spiritualbossbabe.com. I love you and appreciate you so, so much, and I'll see you in the next episode. I hope you have a magical day.